All right. Good morning, everybody. What is going on? My name is Justin Carey. Welcome to Writing Studies Connected, the very first maiden voyage of this new exciting Twitch channel, live podcast, YouTube video, all the things endeavor. So I'm really excited to be working on this and to be here to be able to bring you this. And I think it's going to be a really fun and exciting new platform to bring together folks all over the country, all over the university, all over anywhere to talk about writing and writing studies. So I'm really excited to have a chance to do this. And I'm really grateful to be doing this work. So again, my name is Justin. I'm a lecturer in the University Writing Program at UNC Charlotte, and this is our new live streaming platform. So today is just kind of an initial episode. Future episodes will have guest speakers, we'll have discussions, all sorts of cool things, maybe students at some point, who knows what. The possibilities are really open. But this is just sort of an episode to get us all familiar with the platform and sort of some of the things that'll be happening here, and I'm going to turn my mic levels down a bit, and to work out maybe some technical stuff that we may need to be thinking about. So so as you can see, this is our kind of home base, and this is just an initial foray into that. Things could change. The layout can very easily change. We can change things up depending on what we need to do. And so each Wednesday I'll be here live with myself or other people talking about writing studies stuff. We'll have a schedule, and you're welcome to sort of follow the channel. So if you're watching now on Twitch, and if you look up in the corner, there's a little heart up there. If you click on that little heart and you choose to follow, all that means is that you are interested in this channel and you would like to get, and it'll ask you right when you click on the heart if you want to turn on notifications. And so what will happen there is you'll get a notification on your phone if you have the Twitch app installed, letting you know that we've gone live. So we'll try to be consistent with the 10 a.m. Wednesday shows, but we might do other spontaneous stuff depending on people's schedules and other things throughout the week. So having those notifications may be very useful for you. So check that out if you're interested in doing that. The other big part of this is the chat room right over here to the side. So this is a place for you to actually be able to participate in the show and ask questions. As the host, I can monitor the chat. I can read everything that's going on there, kind of moderate it, and respond to anything that you type in there. It's kind of one of the key features of Twitch. It makes this sort of experience feel more interactive because, here I am talking about stuff, sharing articles, research, whatever, and you can directly and live ask me questions in the chat. We can also do fun things in the chat, like Twitch is notorious for their little emotes and stuff, so we can put little... They have some funny ones, but we can use little emotes in the chat. If you click on that little smiley face button, the chat, you can spice things up. There's all kinds of funny things in there you can look at, like this dog. So you can play with that, have fun. You will need to have a Twitch account if you'd like to participate in the chat. Just to watch the show, you don't need to sign up for Twitch, but if you want to engage in that live experience, sort of that interactive experience, then feel free to sign up for a free Twitch account and you'll be able to use the chat. Coffee is also a key factor for what we're trying to do here. What else? Hello. Stop Licking Me. That's a great name. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here today. Awesome. People are already using the chat. I am doing great. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the channel. We're going to be doing a few different things today. This is just sort of the intro to this whole thing right now, and I'm just kind of going through some of the basic features of Twitch for folks that might not be too used to this platform. Oh, I like Stop Licking even better, but Stop Tickling Me. Okay. That's great too. Sorry, I have the chat box on I only have one monitor. It's a big monitor, and I love it, but I have a lot of things open at the same time right now, so I apologize for the name mistake there. Stop Tickling Me. Great name as well. And so yes, I see it now. Thank you for the for the correction. let's see, what else about Twitch did I want to mention? So we got the if you want to follow, you bullied me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. If you feel that way, I sincerely apologize. So you can follow, and you can, if you want to get notifications, you can participate in the chat. And the other thing that we can do, if folks are interested, you're absolutely right. Bullying will not be tolerated. Thank you for reading the chat rules. So I guess I need to moderate myself right out of the chat then. All right, show's over. See you next time. No, I'm sorry if I didn't mean to mess up the name. And what else? Yeah, so Skype is going to be a big part of this experience too. If you look down on your screen, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see some information about the channel. You'll see our schedule. You'll see some rules. You'll see kind of what we're all about. And you'll also see our Skype name. So if you are interested in participating in the channel via live video, thanks. You can add Writing Studies Connected as a contact to your Skype account, and we can sort of screen those and stuff and figure all that out and get people on the show. Okay, moving on from there. First thing I wanted to do today on our sort of run of show here is I wanted to take a moment to share what we are doing here in the University Writing Program and at UNC Charlotte, and something that we've been working on, cooking up for several years now, and we are really excited to finally launch it, and we've been promoting it like crazy around campus, and I just wanted to take a moment here to share this with anyone out there and get your feedback and thoughts. So we have developed a minor that students can actually minor in, and it's called Writing, Rhetoric, and Digital Studies, or WRDS, words. Isn't that clever? It's pretty amazing. So I wanted to pull that up and show everybody what that is all about. So I'm going to do that now. And again, I have a lot of moving parts here, so just have to bear with me as I do some of this. All right, so there we go. Okay, this is it's exclusive for your viewers. The minor is only if you subscribed. No, the minor is exclusive to enrolled students at UNC Charlotte. First to see this. There you go. World's first. You should get. I'll have to, once we get the channel off the ground, I will develop. I don't know. I don't really want to take this to the whole So the way Twitch works is right now we're just a user, but eventually we can become a partner, and then you can become an affiliate, or it's the other way around, affiliate. Which I forget which one's first, but once you get to that status, you can kind of monetize the account. But I don't think we're going to do that here. But I could, and you can't really do custom emojis or anything until you get to that point. So it would be cool to have a custom emoji set up for folks here. We'll see how. This is only the first episode. We'll see how things go. But yeah, so here's our new minor, and it's really exciting. We're really interested in sort of developing a way for students to complement whatever major, whatever field of study that they are in, and really accentuate what they're already invested in doing with some really, really practical and good writing skills kind of to go along with that. And so this minor is all about thinking about how we can supplement and enhance the sort of writing experience, to kind of what students experience in their first year writing classes, how we can take those skills and transfer them into future academic endeavors, but then also give students this sort of flexibility and the skills they need to be effective in whatever job they pursue. And so this minor is just really, I think it's really going to do that. We also have this sort of digital studies component, which I think is part of the part of it that I really like. Thinking about ways that we can, use digital composing tools in rhetorically savvy ways to think about writing and how it's working right now in the world around us. Like this platform, for example, Twitch. I've been playing around with Twitch for a long time, and it's been a really interesting sort of experience for me, thinking about the ways that Twitch is a text. It's a rhetorically composed text that has all these moving parts, and it really reminds me of how we write. And so thinking about digital platforms like this one, I think, is really really useful. And this minor kind of speaks to all of that. So it's really cool. It's an 18 credit hour minor, so it's 6 classes, 3 credit hours for each class. It's 6 classes. And we have a couple like required courses and some choices there. We built in a lot of choice here. So like, these 3 classes, you essentially need to take 3 classes through here, and then there's choices of which you want to take. This one, and then you have to take that one. So we've got really cool stuff like advanced writing, critical analysis. We've got online writing, ethics, appropriation, and social media. That one's being taught right now, and it's really popular, and it's awesome. Words 4201, composing across borders, transnational digital composing, like mind blown, amazing course. That one's going to be absolutely insane. Arguing with images, and then we get into kind of the electives here. So there's 9 credit hours here, 9 credit hours here, and you're done. You got this awesome minor. And, imagine you go into a job interview, right, and you see on your resume, you've got a minor in writing and digital studies, or someone like, whoa, this person is a really great writer. We want that. So we go down here. We've got also arguing with images, effective sentence, information literacy, and digital composing. I worked a lot on that, on designing that course myself. Theories and applications of writing, and then we've got some really cool topics courses like topics in writing technologies that folks are working on developing right now. Archiving Charlotte, reading, writing, and archiving Charlotte sounds amazing. And then, as you can see, we've got some cross-listed courses with communication studies and the English department as well. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you're impressed. It's a really great minor. We're really proud of it, and we really think that it's going to be appealing to a lot of folks. So we're really excited to sort of formally launch this starting fall 2019. And we do have specific courses we'll be offering in fall 2019. And there's a little flyer we made about that. So, I think it's we have a really awesome model here at UNC Charlotte for our writing. We're a freestanding program, and we are working to do more with that, and we're in the process of doing more with that. And it's been really just a unique and privileged experience to be able to function in a group that is solely dedicated to our craft in a very unique way. I'm really lucky to be a part of this. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. This is the whole point of this channel, is to kind of spread the word about this, bring people in, open discussions around this stuff, so we can share ideas, right? That's the whole gist of it. So, I just wanted to share that as an initial thing on this first episode, and from there, I wanted to actually share a really cool project that a colleague of mine is actually doing today. And he has, I asked him, and he offered to be a part of our channel in a few weeks to come on here and talk about this project on a live show. But I wanted to give a little preview of it today. My colleague Burt Ray does some really cool work with his students, and his big sort of push these past few years has been this project on creating a sort of a student-centric conference. So if you've ever been to a conference in whatever field you're in, I'm in writing studies, so I go to writing conferences sometimes, and the whole gist of it is like you walk around, you meet other scholars, they're sharing their research, they're sharing ideas, you get to maybe present if you're lucky, and you have something really cool to talk about. And so Bert does this with his students. He actually has students work on this thing called an extended inquiry project, where they do research and writing all semester long, and then at the end of the term, they put all their work into a sort of a physical poster presentation, and Bert goes through a lot of trouble to sort of create a physical space that mimics and simulates a conference experience. So there's standees where the posters sit on, and there's people walking around, and it's like a public space, and students get to participate and talk to one another and share their posters. And there's this whole really interesting sort of aspect of sort of analog physical composing, where the students have to create these posters and design them physically. What is this? What is this up here? Sorry, I just noticed this little thing sitting up here. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to move it over here. some ghost artifact. So anyway, so students are doing these really cool projects in Bert's class, and then they're presenting them at this conference. And so the students work to create like a conference flyer handout. This year's conference theme is Inclusivity is Equality, Finding Solutions to Problems on College Campuses. So that's kind of the inquiry focus for students in Bert's class. Is to, what happened with my light? My light got a little weird. There we go. Move a little closer. Okay. The focus is to... What's going on? My camera's being... Okay. This is the inquiry topic for students in the class, and they work all semester to create these really amazing research projects, which they then design into these really cool kind of DIY posters, and Bert has them present and stand with them and do sort of a mini conference. And it's a really neat idea, and it's a really cool project. Are you planning for something else? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean for the conference, for Bert's project, or for our program? We have some things in the works coming soon. Stay tuned. But right now we are officially ready and willing to talk publicly about our minor that we're offering, and that's the focus there. So yes, we do have other things in the pipeline, but for now our focus is on the minor. And then Bert's project, of course, so it's happening today. So students are coming to class with their posters. They're setting them up. In fact, they're doing it at this moment as we speak. And they're going to be standing next to their posters, sharing their ideas, talking with other student researchers, and sort of having like a mini conference. So I thought that was a really cool project. JJJJ315, what's going on? I think I got that name right. I think I correctly said that name. Thanks so much for tuning in to the show today. It's good to see you. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention earlier. So backtracking a little bit, apologies. We need people who can write in all ways. I concur. I agree with that. I think writing is key, and it's not just essays. It's so much more than that, and that's one of the goals of this channel, is we're trying to think about how we can do writing and create it and compose in a variety of forms and modes and mediums. So that is great. Thanks. Stop tickling me. Thank you for the good luck wishes. Appreciate that. But yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. So this is actually a three-pronged approach to what we're doing. This platform, this show, is essentially an evolution of another project that I started a few years ago called the Uwp Podcast, which was the University Writing Program podcast. And you can find episodes of that podcast on SoundCloud if you just search for the University Writing Program UNC Charlotte, or if you head over to our website homepage, there's a link there, and so it's writing.uncc.edu. If you go there, that's our homepage, and you can find podcast episodes. But I wanted to take the podcast to a new place this semester. So I've been working this semester to develop this platform, where I kind of envision us having a live show weekly, like this right here. JJJ315 as a teacher, I saw only teachers teaching essay writing, the 5-paragraph essay. Ugh, yeah. We start there. That's the starting point, but we go way away from that. So I hear you. So we start here on the live show every Wednesday at 10. We'll be doing the live show. And then ideally, what I'll be doing is I'll be taking the video from this, and I'll be uploading it to our YouTube channel so that you can watch these episodes whenever you'd like at your own pace, and they'll be available to everyone. And then I'll be stripping out the audio, and I will be producing that audio as the new version of the UWP podcast. And those podcast episodes will be embedded, I hope, onto that website that I just shared. So... Rob JRC says good stuff. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's good stuff too. So it's a three-pronged approach: live show every Wednesday, YouTube channel, podcast, and I think this could be a really cool, dynamic platform for sharing ideas in writing studies. This show today probably won't be the full hour that I plan to do it for, because it's just me, and I just am kind of testing the waters a little bit, and I'm kind of making sure all the tech works and the microphone works. As you might have noticed at the beginning, I've already got an issue where I'm not sure how to get my desktop audio to play through the stream. So that'll be a problem when we have guests come in via Skype, because if we don't have their desktop audio playing, I don't know how to capture their voice. So I'll need to figure that out before next Wednesday. We will be having another show next Wednesday. In fact, I will be posting the preview of that show on the channel soon. A colleague of mine, Deborati, will be coming in and we'll be talking about decolonized and indigenous syllabi in writing studies. It's an amazing topic. She does some great work around this, so it's going to be a really cool episode. We'll be talking about some other research around that and sort of the way that we kind of, thinking about really re-seeing or rethinking about the way we design syllabi. So that episode will be a little bit focused on like an audience of other writing studies teachers, but I think it'll be a cool episode. And then we'll also be talking a little bit about how to design a writing course, or how to design a course as a writing teacher, how to design a course that isn't a writing intensive course. So that'll be an interesting kind of conundrum to talk about too. So that'll be next Wednesday, and then we'll see what happens on the 24th after that. So last thing for today. As I said, this won't be a full episode, but I did want to share one last thing and kind of talk about one thing. So I thought it'd be fun on the show to kind of tap into what's happening around the world and kind of, in the field of writing studies, and with some discussions about news and articles and things. So today I was just sort of tapping into the Chronicle of Higher Ed, and I can actually pull this article up for you all. One sec. Let's see here. Maybe I'll not pull it up right at the moment. But I read an interesting article today. The title it's by Vimal Patel. It came out on the 9th. It is in the premium section of the Chronicle of Higher Ed, so I don't want to pull it up on the screen, but I will kind of paraphrase from it a little bit. And the title is, "Are Students Socially Connected? Check their dining hall swipe data." So it's a really interesting piece where apparently researchers over at, A Pair of Ideas in Higher Education have gained wide acceptance in recent years. One is the use of big data to help identify students who may be at risk of dropping out and intervening to set them back on track. So that's a big thing these days, is sort of using big data analytics to identify when students are struggling or need help, and then having a lot of different people being able to intervene and identify missteps before they happen. And so apparently this article in the Chronicle of Higher Ed yesterday kind of thinks about how dining hall swipe card data is a way to track some students that may be at risk. So the researchers calculated a meal index, or an M index as they called it, which was the product of how many meals students had and with how many different people, and as measured by how many times a student swiped his or her dining card within a minute of another student. To score a high M index, a student has to have many meals with the same person. So a student who had 10 meals with 10 different students, for example, would have an M index of 10, a high number indicating that the student was quite socially connected. I don't know how I feel about all this. Tracking who students are eating their lunch with seems a little bit invasive to me. I don't know. All in the name of research, I guess, right? But I don't know. Any thoughts? If you're watching or listening, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat about this. Do you think this idea of big data is going to be useful for higher ed? Do you think that students want to have their lunch mates tracked to who they're eating lunch with? And so let's see what else they said here. The researchers found a clear correlation with student success. While students with an average M index had a 74% graduation rate in 9 years, those whose M index was a standard deviation higher than the average graduated at a rate of about 80% during the same period. The M index was also predictive very quickly. 8 days of meal data, including the weekend before classes started, significantly predicted graduation. The authors wrote, quote, "Even when accounting for student demographics, pre-college academic achievement, prior college credits, and college experiences." So I just thought this piece was really interesting, and sort of tracking all this data. What other kind of data are we tracking on our students, right? And how are we using that data to what? Put them into some category? And then the cynic in me always is like, well, what are we really gaining from this information? Is it really to help with student success, or is it something else? So I don't know. I have some questions about this, which is the whole point of this channel, is to kind of raise questions and have a discussion around these writing studies ideas. And this one isn't specific to writing studies. I just thought it was an interesting piece in the Chronicle of Higher Ed yesterday. The importance of connection. The piece says, researchers have long known that social connections are crucial to student success, but colleges should be paying more attention to the role they play in retention and graduation rates, says Daniel Chambliss, a Hamilton College sociology professor and co-author of How College Works. One often neglected leverage point is the design of dorms, says Chambliss. Creating living spaces with long hallways and communal areas goes far in furthering social connections. So, is the social connection part of higher education important? Is it really key to helping students succeed? This article seems to think that it certainly is, all the way down to who you eat lunch with. So I thought that was an interesting piece. And we'll be talking about stuff like that as it comes across the plate of the show each week. All right, so we're getting close to the end here. I wanted to open up the chat if anyone out there has any questions or would like to, weigh in on anything or offer any feedback. Please feel free to do so. I will, in the last moment here, pull up. Let's see here. What happened? Oh, there we go. That's what that little thing was. OBS is odd on Macs. I'm more used to streaming like this on my PC, but I have a Mac here at my office, so I'm just still kind of getting used to how all that works on a Mac. But so you have to bear with me a little. But this is our homepage. If you're interested in checking out what we're doing here at UNC Charlotte in the Writing Studies program, the University Writing program. And one big thing that we've got coming up, just sort of a news announcement, every year we host a conference. We host a live, like a physical in-town conference for national conference that people can attend, and it's really great. We have an amazing group of people here in the University Writing program who work tirelessly, trust me, all year long to get this conference off the ground, and they do just an amazing job. And it's a really great conference, and you'll learn a ton, and it's fun, and it's in a beautiful part of uptown Charlotte, and there's tons of cool places to eat, right near there when you're done. So it's a really great experience. So if you're interested, there's a link here to the conference website, and it's still kind of in the works. Things are getting worked on right now, but hashtag CWS19, October 25th, 2019 in Charlotte. The theme of this year's conference is going to be Risks and Rewards, and the keynote speaker is Dr. Laura Gonzalez. So it's going to be really good. I'm pumped for it. So just a little bit of a plug there for our conference. There's a lot of other cool stuff on this website as well that you can check out. Contact information. There is a link here to the Uwp Podcast. Let's just make sure that actually works properly. Yes, there it is. Okay, so all of our episodes are embedded there, and this thing we're doing now, will be up there soon as an audio file, so you can check that out there as well. All right, well, that's going to about do it for today's episode. I just wanted to thank all the folks that turned up and hung out. Stop tickling me. Very important to get the name right. I messed that up right at the beginning. We got JJJ315, Rob JRC, all you folks who managed to come out and hang out. Thank you so much. I think this is going to be a really cool endeavor. I'm really excited to do it. Join us next week for a live episode with another person, where it's not just me talking the whole time, and that should be really great. And thank you all so much for hanging out. I will see you next time on Writing Studies Connected.